to develop and place talented minority youth in business and industry and prepare them for corporate and community leadership.
Inroads interns are developed. They're developed to enter into those corporations and to know those corporations, and I think that gives, going back to giving the student a competitive edge.
The Inroads philosophy that works so well is you take a kid who has good work habits, who wants to learn, who wants an opportunity, and who's willing to discipline him or herself to do that. And then you grab them while they're young, and you really, I've called it like a Marine Corps boot camp. You train them in the kind of attitudes, the kind of disciplines, the kind of little things they need to focus on. This is what it's going to take to be successful in business.
I think that it's recognized in Nashville as a quality program, as the source or the primary ongoing source for talented minority youngsters.
It takes time for you to grow into positions and to reach certain levels, that it doesn't happen overnight. And Inroads help you realize that during those 4 years that you're interning with the different corporations and attending all the different seminars that they provide for you.
Read that first statement. You make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. You think it's a truism?
Training is one of the most important things in any business.
If it's under 12 feet, it's no good. So that's the criteria we're going by. Just like here, you're going to lose a lot here.
And one other thing, we assuming that...
Well, I think it works for us because we have an opportunity to have some people come in here, and primarily we've had engineers in our program, who bring to us from the schools what they're learning. They help us to learn how to teach them. We think training at Nissan is necessary and mandatory if we're going to do what we need to do. And this gives us an opportunity to train some people. It gives them the opportunity to help us learn how to train people.
And you're showing interest, and that's important to interacting with people.
It's a little scary being thrown into the corporate arena so early on in life. I made it there every Saturday because I knew the end result would benefit me. And it helped me to do away with those instincts that I had at first, that I was going to come in and I was going to be this and I was going to be that. It gave me a realistic approach to corporate America. It opened the doors to corporate America.
I don't think any school in the country, high school, college, private, business school or whatever, really trains someone to go in business. They may give them a certain amount of information or knowledge, but the feel, the smell, the attitudes, the senses of discipline that it takes, I think you have to learn otherwise. And I think this inroads by taking the kids early and teaching them some of the things that they need to know, mainly as it affects their attitude and their discipline, is the most valuable thing of all. And I don't think any schools are doing that.
And the reason that's important in the environment that I'm in, which is sales, marketing, I'm dealing with people constantly, okay? And people tend to do business with people they like and they feel comfortable with.
To be good at it, you have to realize that you're not the most important player in the game right now. You're just one of many.
You have to have the dedication to help that student be successful, because that's what the story is all about. You want to have a successful student. So you have to invest in that. You're willing to have the supervisor do that. And I think that's a very important part of it.
You have to have that commitment running throughout the total organization, not only of dollars. Dollars won't get it done. If you don't have the philosophy that this is important, you might have the students, but you won't be able to really utilize them in a full sense. So the commitment has to start at the top, I think, and the culture has to accept that.
I say to them, this is something you ought to do, and darn it, I want you to do it, and do it now.
Achievement. realizing that I can do it, and that it can be done, and that there is no task that is that I can't achieve. In time, I can achieve what I want to achieve, whatever I set out to do, provided that I set the proper goals and objectives for myself in order to do that.
I think that the program has so many good facets to it, in that you can train people to do the kind of work you want done. They can go back also and take courses that would help them in employment at that company. So I think it's a win-win situation for the student and for the company.
Inroads is, and I'll separate it into two functions. One is for your career. It's probably the best career development organization around. Inroads trains you in aspects that most other organizations don't even realize you need training in. Like personal growth, career growth, and when you combine the two, it's phenomenal.
The incentive for us is to get someone in, and when you get the same person in for 4 years and you're able to work with them in a training mode for 4 years, and then able to offer them a job at the end of that time, you've got an employee that comes to work ready to work without any training period required.
This is the best source of qualified minority job applicants that I know of in the community, or that anybody's been able to show me in the community, and that for a relatively small cost, they have an opportunity to try and mold a youngster into their corporate environment on the one hand, and have the opportunity to observe their progress for a period of time on the other. And by the time they make a commitment to bring that youngster into their corporate world on a permanent basis, they know each other well enough so that it has a very high probability of being successful.
Inroads has also helped me to understand what the future holds for me and what my potential can be in that future. I think I got a great start coming to work for First American. It's been one of the best experiences I could have hoped for.
5 years from now, I think probably the most important change will be the fact that we've got a whole lot more alumni out there, and consequently we've got something to point to in terms of recruiting new corporate sponsors. But more importantly, I think we've got a whole bunch of role models.
I wish every place we recruited had something comparable to an Inroads program. No, there's no way in the world that if we said we want to recruit a number of minorities, that we could come close to getting as many good, well-trained, highly disciplined minority students as we do from Inroads.
I think that's one thing that makes the program. It works, for one thing, because of the team effort. When you get the type of people that work with the Inroads staff, and they have some good professional people working there, they go out and identify some of Nashville's best minority talented youth, and they identify corporations that are interested in providing opportunities for these students. So you have a teamwork, a network of 3 categories here.
All those reasons, I think have made it a real success, and I'm not the least bit surprised that our chapter comes out at or on the top every time it's valued.